What a cotton picking, exciting world we're in right now. In the world of crypto, so many personalities, so many different directions it's taking. Right now and today, you're going to see a top personality that is taking crypto into his community, which is a very, very large community, and growing it into a crypto token that will amaze you. Just stick around. You're about to see some real showtime. This is the Swarm Unplugged podcast, where we introduce you to the best and the brightest in the crypto universe. With thousands of ideas to learn from people in all areas of crypto, we want to explore as many as possible. I'm Christopher Knight, so let's get started. I started out by talking about the wild, wild world of crypto, and it really is. Uh, all of you know about the success, of course, of the doggy coin, I call it, of course, and the people behind it that built the community, the people that would have notoriety and had their own community already built in. Well, this is one of those situations, and it's about to launch. And I would hope that some of you will take a look at it. This is not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take this as a buy signal from anybody because I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you need to take a close look because, after all, a successful coin of any kind is built on a community, it's built on use case, and it then grows from there in many different ways. Uh, for now, though, I think it's important that I bring across an expert in the field of cryptomania and crypto expertise, and that's my famous co-host Tony K. Oh, of course, yeah. Is that some sort? Oh, I see. Those are your passes to the various crypto meetings you've been to. Is that right?
Here they
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Did you learn anything while you were there?
It's funny because everything was a blur. There could have been some spiking going on in some coffee or some. I'm not sure what. And I can neither confirm nor deny which ones I actually turned up to, but I've got all these passes to show it, and so I know I was there. At least I got proof, and so
Well,
if that gives me any kind of kudos, then I'm in good shape.
yeah, you have to have some kudos just for showing up. But if you show up and don't even know what you learned, that's kind of a well, that's just typical
I,
for you.
I
Excuse
just
me,
I just
that's
needed the
typical.
evidence.
Oh, the evidence. Yeah. That no, you had to show that to your girlfriend to make so she made sure that you went to those things.
I am
You probably bought
hoping.
them. You
I,
probably bought them
I'm
online. Did you
I,
buy
I'm
those
hoping
online?
to add one. I'm hoping to add one of these. I'm hoping to add to this
What
and
to
and
what?
have it be something with ice in it. So
Ice,
something with ice. Yeah.
and maybe be able to meet him personally or something.
Well, I would like it to say Ice Cube. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wanna be able to have one of these to add to my collection.
Well, I think you may have that opportunity.
How would
We'll
I
have
do
to
that?
ask. We'll have to ask our guest today, which is one of the two originators of this particular token called the Ice Cube coin, and his partner actually was part of the launch last night, so he's having a little sleep on the West Coast right now. But his buddy and the the other expert, in fact, the expert of the two, as far as I can see, right, is Alex. And we'll bring Alex on right now. Let him say hi to us. Alex, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you guys?
This episode wouldn't be the same without you, my friend. It's good to see you, Alex.
Absolutely.
Can you hear us okay now?
I can hear you guys. What happens is the telegram from our group keeps.
Uh-oh, here we go. All right. Now the last event you went to, Tony, was what?
Gosh, you know what? The last one I went to, they threw me out pretty quick, so I don't remember. It's one of them blah moments again. We got
Okay.
Alex back. All right.
Oh, Alex is back. All right, Alex. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. You said the Telegram is lighting up right now, is it?
Hello.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I said your Telegram is lighting up. Well, we're having trouble here,
All
so
right.
we'll kind of
You
move along here in our own fashion. Uh,
know,
Tony, you and I learned about this ice cube uh, coin during a episode we have had several weeks ago,
that's right.
and we kind of followed it. We looked at it and we studied it, and we thought it was worthwhile to have them to come back on and tell us a little bit more because of their major release. And I'll let Alex confirm this. Uh, but right now, it's planned for December the 3rd for the release of this particular coin. Uh, Alex, can you hear us now?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about.
Okay, all right, good enough. Good enough. Well, I know you've been up all night too, so bless you for being with us on this episode.
Thank you.
I, I was
Absolutely.
talking about the uh, release of the Ice Cube coin. Right now, it's scheduled for December the 3rd. Any new plans as far as the date of release and launch?
That's a tentative. That's a tentative goal that we're trying to make right now. Right now, things with Bitmart can always be put back. So we're going to try really hard to make that date. But we are leaving ourselves some wiggle room on that at the moment.
Okay, now before we get too in depth and all about the coin and token, I want you to take us back a few months, for example. How did you get in? How did you develop a relationship with Ice Cube, who is probably one of the best known rappers, movie producers, actor, uh, producer, everything you can be, and all the movies and all the records he's had and so forth. How does anyone get close enough then to develop a relationship to say, hey, we want to do your coin? How do you,
Right.
how do you, how do you get close enough to somebody like that?
Well, I spent 25 years in the cannabis space in California. So I had the opportunity to meet all sorts of people from all different walks of life. And I became friends with Mac Sean, who is Ice Cube's cousin. And so he was really interested in a coin project that I was a part of earlier this year. And so he basically expressed interest in trying to put something together with Ice Cube. So we got on the phone a couple times, and I explained to Ice Cube how having his own coin would be beneficial to his business in general, and how it could potentially be a legacy of his to leave to his children, leave his mark on the world, so to speak. Once he realized that once he makes a crypto coin, it'll outlive him. I think that really spoke to him. So we had a few phone calls back and forth, and started laying out some plans for what a coin of his could actually be used for, look like, and how we could go about the launch. So we've been going back and forth for about 3.5 months, well, longer than that now. I think we started this process in July. So yeah, we've been hammering out the deal for a while now, and we've got pretty much all of the foundation of the project laid out. So now we are just waiting to go over things with Bitmart and finalize everything with Ice Cube, and look towards a Christmas December launch. So
Very good. And as I understand it, you have literally millions of dollars into this project already.
correct, yes, we do. we've had a lot of interest in this project, obviously, and it's been onboarding investors and talent onto our dev team already. So we've got a really talented group of people that are working on this project, and so far, Ice Cube's been really happy with everything that we've put together. So,
Well, I first came on and I mentioned that when you're looking at a coin, and I use the Doge coin as an example, when you come on with a new coin or token, the community behind it is all important, as to me anyway. And so, therefore, what kind of community does Ice Cube have behind this particular offering?
at the moment, it's been pretty much just friends and family that are involved in the project. We'll be
And
opening up the
I'm talking
project.
about no, I'm talking about his once it's released, his community that he'll be reaching out to.
Oh,
How
is he?
large is that community? Because that's what's going to drive this particular token. Right?
Right, right. Well, I mean, he's an icon. He's a media mogul, so his reach is, probably unending. Uh, his reach on IG, I believe, is about 30 million people, which is, not a crazy amount when you're thinking about celebrities. But Ice Cube has not only a music career, but he has a film career. Cube Vision is his production company, and so he's currently working on two or three major releases for 2022. And we've already been talking about songs being made, movies, things of that nature to bring attention to the coin and direct his demographics towards it. He's got a a career that dates back to the 80s, so um, he's touched a lot of people over time. His community
Oh
is very
yeah,
strong.
and that not to mention, I know he has a large Facebook or Meta presence right now, and some of the other platforms are also. And I was just kind of looking at it the other day, and it looked like it was around probably 50 million, 60 million people that actually followed him on various platforms.
Correct.
So if you're looking for a community that would like to get involved in a coin or a token, I think he's got it for us as well. And I also mentioned utility, what it can do, what is the use case, and I know you've envisioned how it can be used in so many different ways. Can you tell us a few ways in which the coin or token will be used?
So we're still hammering all of the ins and outs of that with Ice Cube and his organization. We do have a few settled upon use cases. One being the 3-on-3 basketball tournament. That looks like I got my cat behind me there. He has a 3-on-3 basketball tournament that will be accepting Ice Cube coin for tickets. And so that's going to be the natural, or excuse me, the place where we jump off at. Uh, Sorry, I've got a cat that's on the counter knocking everything off. Um, so the three on three.
You didn't clean up before you got on today. What is this big clarification? Come on now, come on, Alex. Good grief.
It was a long
Anyway,
night.
yeah, I understand there may be plans to use the those to get into some of his movies, maybe to get into some of the other events that he's holding, and I'm sure that's still being built. But those are maybe some of the other plans.
Right, right. So, streaming his movies, things like that. Those are all things that we are taking into consideration for the use case of his token. And we have some real exciting stuff that's being put together. Just his, I mean, he's still touring, so there's his shows, there's his merchandise, there's so many things that Ice Cube, the businessman, does that can be influenced by the actual coin. So we can't release too much yet because we're still finalizing some things, but a lot of exciting stuff that's going to be on the table for the use case of Ice Cube token or Ice Cube coin.
And somebody did ask, I think Scott asked, the location to look at the project, and Rick put it up there. It's icecubecoin.io if you're interested in looking at what is happening so far with the project. And that is their initial website. It's not their full blown website, that's the initial website. So take a look there, and you'll find some things to check out as well. Now, I also understand that you have a proposed, are you able to speak in terms of the proposed release price of the coin?
Well, right now the pre-sale is going on for Ice Cube coin, and it is at 30 cents a coin right now. And uh, pending our actual launch date that we hammer out with Ice Cube, uh, that will dictate how much longer that pre-sale goes on. It's pretty much sold out now. I think there's only maybe 40 or $50,000 left on the pre-sale.
Okay, but no estimates on what you think will happen on the day of release.
We're looking at a potential release price on the decentralized exchange of 50 cents. Um, but yeah, that could change. It just depends on if we want to make more coins available. But I mean, we've already sold probably, I'd say, 10% of the circulating supply. So we're probably going to pump the brakes a little bit on that, and see where we land on our actual launch date, and then we'll be heading towards Bitmart right after our decentralized exchange launch.
And as I understand, there are 100 million that will be released.
There are 100 million coins. Those aren't all in circulation. Like I said, only about 10% of those have
Right.
been released so far.
Got it. Now, Tony, you've been to so many Ice Cube events and so many concerts and so many movies. Why don't you jump in here and talk Ice Cubies?
Well, let me ask you this, Alex. You've got one of the things that I know that's really important with this project, as well as every other project that you've definitely got a handle on and got involved with, is that you're going to be really protective of how this is taken out there, so we don't have this normal pump and dump and everything else that normally goes on. And I know that you are doing certain things to ensure or try and help that not be a big thing that normally happens in this space. Now, with somebody that is such an icon, um, have you thought about what it would be if it absolutely explodes? How that is handled? I mean, how do you sit back and look at that with a guy like this? I mean, he's not your average guy. This is something that is so he is in so much uh, in the streamline, and I mean he's an icon. There's just no other words to put it. So
Correct.
how do you handle stuff like that? What have you got in preparation to be able to handle the kind of attention that it's going to get? Because right now, pretty much nobody knows, and you've kept it that way for a reason, right?
Right. Right. We've really just started talking about it. We had another launch of a project called Poker Mania, and we started doing some marketing for that, and we didn't really even mean to release or let the cat out of the bag yet. But we kind of let it out on, I think it was your show, last time we
Yeah.
were here. And you know, in terms of the question, how do you prevent a pump and dump? Really, what you have to do is you have to limit coin distribution. In these projects, people can be, overly generous. What have you? They're not responsible with the coin distribution, and they don't respect the coin. And people are thirsty for marketing, and so they get into these situations where they're giving their token to, marketers that aren't really even providing any new eyes on the project. They're just, giving you robot likes, robot follows, that type of thing. And that really, really uh, creates this situation for a pump and dump where you have everyone, holding the coin, incentivized to, hype it up, but they don't have any actual liquidity behind the coin. They didn't purchase the coin on a swap. So there's nothing backing up those coins on the ecosystem. And so when you have a situation where you're chasing the hype essentially, you're creating a pump and dump. There's no getting around it. So uh, my personal philosophy is, anyone who wants coins should purchase them on the swap or on a centralized exchange after a launch, because that way at least that person has, a vested and they have an investment in that coin's value, and they're not going to go chasing any buy order that they can get all the way to the ground. And that's what creates the dump scenario. And everyone starts, getting coins cheaper than they're actually represented on the decentralized exchange. And all of a sudden, the liquidity pool gets emptied through arbitrage. So that's something we've paid a lot of attention to. That's something that we never want to put our names on or be associated with. So um, yeah, trying to keep that in mind is definitely one of our highest priorities.
Yeah, you've got. I mean, one of the things that Chris and I have talked about in the past is, Alex is the amount of hours and time and effort and the knowledge that you have in this space is really been amazing. We've often said when we've got to talk to you on some of our calls, I've accused you of being a robot, and Chris is like, well, I'm not sure, but it seems like he's got some crazy. He's got such a handle on this. There's got to be something that's really behind who Alex is, and obviously your background and to the knowledge that you've got here, and you're not showing even a fraction of it here, obviously, and you're being real humble and everything, but you're real technical. And Chris and I did some hunting around, and we tried to find out a little bit about your technical background, and we did find a little something on you, which was kind of bizarre. And I don't know if you can talk about it or whatever, and maybe Rick might even have something to show us about some of your robotic tendencies. I mean, do you know anything about that or not?
You got me worried. I'm not sure where you're headed.
Well, maybe we can just see some evidence of that, and then maybe you can speak of it, because I've pretty much seen it, and maybe you could enlighten us, Rick.
What? What outcome?
Revolution. Knew I'd love the idea of a robot as a bad guy.
Thomas King, you're under arrest.
Alex, how do you feel? I feel fine, Dr. Norton.
I knew it. I knew it. Even the doctor was calling him Alex there, right there in front of us.
Did you see that? There was the proof.
That was great.
Now, with that robotic tendency that you have, Alex, we do have someone one of our guests, who said, "How do I get in on the pre-sale?" So why don't you give they said Telegram or Discord or whatever. There we go. Scott, what the
We
web is
do
back up.
have a Telegram that's already set up for Ice Cube. My partner is the one that handles all the pre-sale, David Butte. So if you go into the Ice Cube Coin official Telegram, you can get in touch with us there, and we can help you get a part of the pre-sale.
I think he had just asked people to DM him and
Correct.
make the arrangements. So that's what I've seen on the Telegram channel. So Scott, go to Telegram. That's where you'll find the information, and you'll be able to talk directly to David uh, and get that worked out so that you can be part of the pre-sale before it goes out. And as you can tell, in the pre-sale is going to be you can make a nice profit between the pre-sale and the release. That's for sure. So
Oh yeah,
quite
definitely. Pre-sales are where you want to get in on a project, but a project like Ice Cube's never too late to get in on.
It's not just that, Alex. Most people aren't going to they're going to, if because of who this is and what he represents, and I mean, he's a very smart guy. Most people just see him in videos and understand where he came from, but they don't understand what a businessman he is. And most people, especially myself, and I can only talk about myself here, but I see an incredible opportunity here that's not just going to be a few days or whatever, because I understand that there's going to be some things that he's going to participate in that's going to really help this project along. And I know you can't lend to that, and maybe I shouldn't have already said what I said there, but
Well, I mean, one thing I
he's
can say is
behind it.
that he is the president of Raider Nation. So he's the president of the Raiders fan club. And we plan to try and, get our foot in the door with the Raiders and see if we can get them accepting Ice Cube coin in some
Wow.
shape or form. So we can't
Wow.
we can't say that we've got anything worked out with them, but that is definitely a goal of ours.
Yeah.
Now, Rick, I would ask you if you would go ahead and run our disclaimer banner as you just did. Thank you very much. As we start talking about these things, just so you know, we're no financial advisors. This is for entertainment only. Okay. Uh, Now, as you proceed through into the next week, 2 weeks, you've got a lot to handle. Now, there are some things that even on the legal side that need to be handled. How is that coming out so far?
So we have a legal opinion being drafted currently. Um, we the way we do this, we always have an eye towards regulation. Nobody wants to be an XRP. Being deemed as a security is definitely not something that we're to leave to chance. So the way we form our dev teams, the way we put together money in the beginning, and the way we release the coin initially all dictate whether or not the SEC could deem us a security. So we keep a very, very close eye on all of those, all of those things that are going to define us one way or the other. There's something called the Howey tests, and that's one thing that's used to determine if an investment is a security or, in our case, a token. So, the utility of our coin. It's actually a token, but it's called Ice Cube coin. The utility of the token being what it is at the time of launch is also very important in the definition of security versus token. So, with all that being said, the ultimate the ultimate goal is to keep Ice Cube safe and not, we've all grown up, or at least I grew up, watching and listening to him. So that is definitely our main priority.
Well, Ice Cube also is it has a comedic side too. You find him in all kinds of comedy things here and there, and I thought it'd be interesting to throw out one where he was actually with a couple of other comedy stars in a very interesting comedy scene. Rick, let's roll that beautiful footage right now.
Hey! You know you got it, right? Yeah! You all right? Diane Chang, okay, rule number 1. Don't this up.
Back seat, you
With
know what I
the
mean?
homies in the back.
homies in the back seat, like.
Yeah.
Well, we might need you to do a drive-by, so you got to know how to slow down. Then you hit the gas. That's Bonanza.
That's a
Yeah, that's
bonanza. I'm not putting on my seatbelt.
You ain't
Thug
putting no
life.
seatbelt on?
Thug life.
What?
Thug life.
No seatbelts?
Not for me.
Hey, man.
Thugging it.
Hey. Tupac was one of the biggest thugs I know, and he always wore his seatbelt.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
All right, here we go.
Slow down. Jesus, why did you take off all crazy? You ever date a black guy?
Yeah.
Was he cool?
He was kind of dorky.
Like Urkel dorky? What was he?
No. I mean, he was just like...
Kevin Hart dirty?
I'm one of the coolest guys ever, man. Diana, am I cool?
Yeah.
See that?
You the funny friend zone guy.
No, I'm not. Women don't put me in the friend zone. When they see me, first thing that come to mind is I want to bump bellies with
Only
him.
when you score a touchdown.
I done been in the end zone lots of times, and let me tell you something. When I get in there, I dance.
What do you mean you dance?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
We talking about man.
Oh.
Chris Cole didn't get the metaphor. He didn't get it.
White guy.
Yeah, that's what that is. We're talking to a nighttime walker.
I'm not a nighttime walker.
Let's put him out right here and see how much money.
I'm not a male prostitute. All right, I'll get out. What do I do? What do I do when I walk around?
Hey, man, you just get it. I'll be back here in 20 minutes and have my trap full.
You're gonna turn me out? Is that it?
Yeah, I'll be here 2 hours, you have my trap full.
I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even doing a bit here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Money.
What do you mean?
We'll see what's
Have
going
your
on.
trap
You don't
full?
have my money.
How did us teaching Diana to drive turn into I'm a male prostitute? You're gonna put me out, and you're gonna come back in an hour, and you want your trap full.
Hey, man, you put on those jeans, not me. Watch him. Don't let him get over your lane.
You know what I used to do? I used to have a tray full of pennies, like in my cup holder.
Batteries.
So something
You
at their
throw D
windshield.
batteries at
Something at their
Batteries. Have a
windshield.
handful
That's
of them old-
ridiculous. Here's a penny.
There you go. Is this person cutting you off?
Roll down that window and throw a penny out the
What's
window.
up? What's going on?
Roll the window down. Throw a penny. Go. You just dropped it. What was that?
Did you have a target?
Gotta
The
work
person
on
that cut
that.
me off.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Pull over.
Police.
Pull over.
I'm
Pull
gonna
over.
sleep.
I'm about to jump out.
Pull over. No,
I'm about to jump out.
Fire department.
Oh, okay. All right.
Are we doing that? 'Cause I was out.
Kevin, you
I
know
was
I-
out.
It brings me to tears.
Well, you know, that just shows the versatility of this very, very well-known and talented person, and therefore, if you've got any kind of concept of what it takes to invest in crypto, you know this opportunity is quite a possibly a home run. Now, that's not financial advice. Don't take it for that. All right. Now, Tony, since you've seen a lot of structuring of crypto, you've been involved in it directly, even in the founder base. And how do you see what they're building as far as the structure and how they've approached it?
You know, I've got to tell you, Chris, it's funny because this particular token, even though it's called IceCube coin, like Alex said, it has got some. It's got what you call meat and potatoes, and because of the way they've drafted this and structured it, it's really unique. And the people behind this, as well as of course IceCube himself, are absolutely got a handle on how I think a lot of things should be done, because I think I've shared my opinion before. You know, a lot of the different things that are out there, it's such a scary space. Now, when you bring somebody like IceCube into this, he is going to help bring the adoption that I think we've been looking for And even though a lot of people that are in this space, they think, oh, this is adoption because they hear some kind of tweet from Elon Musk or whatever. But when you've got somebody like Ice Cube that's on the horizon, and all of a sudden he busts through the doors, and I mean, we know he's got an incredible following. The way they structured it, and I take my hat off, Alex, to you and David. You guys have really got a handle on this, and I'm looking forward to your next projects, and of course your Pokemania that we talked about before already. I'm really excited to look at some of the different things that you've got there, because you're really hopefully going to help this whole space be understanding of better ways to be able to produce something so people can be safe and get great benefits from being involved in this space, because it is a scary space. But boy, when you got something like this that's about to come out, I think we're going to start seeing adoption a lot quicker. So again, I appreciate what you and David have done, and I appreciate being part of it. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Chris, or Tony. I appreciate those kind words. And you know what? I agree. Bringing in somebody like Ice Cube, his reach is so far and so vast. You know, and the demographics that he brings to the table aren't your normal crypto investors. So, and it's evident every day while we're doing this pre-sale, because I would say 9 out of 10 people who are getting in on this pre-sale at the moment have never set up a trust wallet, have never added a custom token to, you know, a wallet of any kind, you know, and so we're really, you know, at the same time as you know, launching this project, we're educating, you know, every one of these newcomers to crypto in general. And so that's real rewarding for me. Crypto is something that I believe in wholeheartedly, and I enjoy it. So, you know, any crypto head will tell you they can't ever be asked about crypto enough. So,
Right.
Well, you did bring up a great topic there, and that is,
Trust wallet.
yeah, as a person wants to become a part of it and isn't that knowledgeable on crypto, do you have like videos that you're going to produce that show them how to set it up and how to get in?
we do.
Uh,
So anytime that we bring a project to market, we always bring it to a decentralized exchange first. And most people who are familiar with investing in stocks or what have you are not familiar with the swap type of exchange. So yeah, that can be a hurdle to overcome for sure.
what plans do you have to try to make that a smoother trail?
So we always have videos on how to buy, especially on, you know, Pancake Swap or Uniswap, whichever you know, platform that we bring it to. But yeah, we always put some videos out there to help people, educate them, make it easier, because it can be a headache. I've had quite a few people, you know, who are new to the crypto space say, "Oh, I got this, I can handle it," and you know, 20 minutes later they back how frustrated.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that the group that you're actually speaking to right now is well known for is its education on crypto. Now, my question to you actually is, as you release Ice Cube, where can they find out how to do it if they've never ever done it? Where can they go?
We will have a video on the icecubecoin.io website. And you mentioned one of the groups that we work with. We work with a Facebook group called Moonseekers. That's a pretty active, inclusive group with a focus on helping other members and educating people on crypto and whatnot. So we're pretty active in that group. And if anyone were ever to you know, need some help, they could find their way into that group. And there's, you know, about 18,000 people in there who are willing to take the time out of their day and you know, help you with whatever issues you may be having. But the videos on the icecubecoin.io website will be, you know, the reference point for people to go ahead and buy on the swap. But the swap, the amount of time that Ice Cube Coin will spend on the swap is really kind of immaterial. We hit the central exchange more for compliance purposes than for an incubation period. With Ice Cube as the prolific marketer, we're not going to have to spend very much time on the swap to develop the community or the so we will be launching Ice Cube Coin within a matter of days on Bitmart, and that's where most people will be sent to purchase the coin because it's easier. They set up an account, and they don't have it has an actual order book feature as opposed to the swap.
Well, I think it's fantastic that the coin is going to be on exchange immediately. Uh, that's something I think is very, very important for everyone, not only for the investor but for future investors.
Mhm.
So they can actually see it and see it on an actual physical exchange. And
That part that was actually a point of pride for us during the early stages of negotiation with Ice Cube. He had on a Zoom call who basically stated that you can't just go get on an exchange. It doesn't work like that. And it wouldn't be possible for us to do. So we were like, hey, we're already ready on an exchange. So
right. Well, I know and it costs a bucket load of money to get on an exchange and get ready for a release like yours, and you've already done it. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars to accomplish that, and
just
you've done it already. So
launching a project like this, just to get to the early stages, you're looking at $250,000, $500,000 easily. But like I said, did just get done with our launch sequence for Poker Mania on Bitmart, which launched last night. So that's not our first coin on Bitmart either. So we have a pretty good relationship with that exchange. And even though there is a miscommunication quite frequently because of the language barrier and the time zone differences and whatnot, we seem to work pretty seamlessly with them.
that's fantastic. Well, as we reach the end of this episode of the Swarm Unplugged, Tony, what say you before we close?
I'm really excited about not just what we're doing with Ice Cube here and with Alex and David and some of their other projects that they've come out with and coming out with, but I believe that they're going to be the opportunity to be able to pivot into many other different actors and very high profile people that I know without giving away anything. And you've hinted towards it before, Alex. So I know that there's going to be some incredible things coming down the pipeline. So you're definitely someone that we want to keep close to and keep an eye on, because I think there's going to be some incredible opportunity. So again, thank you for your hard work. I know that it's been a crazy last couple of months for you just to be able to do what you've done so far, and for you to be here today. I know you've been up for days on end, and I know David I think there was one mention he was 4 or 5 days and he only got 6 hours, and I know that there's no different view. So thanks so much for spending this time with us. Appreciate it.
Well, but I do know that they can relax.
They can.
There's a way. Yeah, there's a way they
Both
love
of
to
them?
relax. Well, yeah, both of them together, right? So we
How do you know
happened
that?
to catch a secret moment. What do you say, Rick? Let's roll it.
I want to see it. I want to.
Hey, oh.
Hello, Rick. Are you there, Rick?
Hey, man, that's so, man.
Okay.
I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. I think you better light it in here, man.
Right.
That's gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
There you go.
You got to
That's,
relax somehow, right?
you got to relax somehow, and just take it easy, lay back, never worry about a thing. So when you go through all those busy days, Alex, I know you know how to cope with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We were in David and I were in a Snoop Dogg video over the summer with Cheech and Chong. We actually smoked a joint with them back in July.
I thought that was kind of funny, and I thought, yeah, let's just have a little bit of fun. Alex and David are a lot of fun, and so I just thought, you know what? And I knew that you did that video, so I thought that's really cool. And again, that kind of lends towards what I was saying. I know that you've got a lot of connections, and again, not giving anything away or trying to put you on the spot, but I know that there's some incredible things coming down the pipeline, and I'm so
We
excited
need
to
a
hear.
we need a Cheech and Chong coin. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Get down here. Get down.
Well, let's just say quarter 2 and 3 of 2022 are going to be lit.
And no pun intended.
All right. Oh, goodness. Alex, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. We truly appreciate it.
Anytime.
You've been a blast, and thanks for taking our humor, to heart. And of course, thank you to Rick Scherer as our tech director, which does a fabulous job putting all this together and making us look wonderful, even though I really have a hard time looking wonderful. And of course, my very favorite, well, somewhat, my very favorite co-host, Tony K. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Being a part of this episode. Thank you all for joining us on the Swarm Unplugged for a very exciting event that is worthy of many different views. Always remember to listen, learn, and give. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Swarm Unplugged podcast. Be sure to hit the follow button and leave us a glowing comment. Gravitate yourself to be on the podcast so you are the next one to introduce themselves to the Be Social community. See you on the next episode.